training been like, and have you trained any differently for this one?
Have I trained any different? Yes. You know, my fight is 5 rounds. I've only fought 3-round fights so far. Shogun's had the benefit of being an experienced fighter going into deep waters for 5 rounds. So as soon as our 8-week mark hit, I started training hard 5 rounds all the time, whether it was sparring, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, strength and conditioning, circuits, whatever it was always 5 rounds. And we've done 5 rounds in the past, but not consistently. You know, like maybe today's gonna be a hard day, you got 5 rounds today. The only other person I've ever watched do 5 rounds consistently is Dominic Cruz. He's the champ, 135, and he trains at Alliance, so he's always doing 5 rounds, 5 to 8 rounds. So training 5 rounds for sure is different, but I think after the first 3 weeks, I found my rhythm and got right back into it.
You've gone through a lot in your career. You've won some fights, you lost some fights. There are people out there who believe that you don't deserve to be in contention for a chance to fight Jon Jones again, that you don't deserve to be fighting Shogun. You beat Elliot Marshall in your last fight, but you had 2 losses before that. Do you think it's a fair thing to say that you shouldn't get another shot at Jon Jones?
I think opinions are like, you know how the saying goes. Everybody has one. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just know I'm fighting on Fox against Shogun. I beat him, I'll get a shot at Jones. So keep your opinion, but face the facts, baby. I'm here and it's happening.
What are the things that you have to look out for Shogun?
Shogun, man, he's a dangerous striker on his feet. He's got great jiu-jitsu on the ground, and he's headstrong. He doesn't ever quit, man. Doesn't quit. His last fight with Dan Henderson was a super epic battle, man. He lost the first 3 rounds, hands down. And he won the last 2 rounds, hands down. You know, and it wasn't his conditioning or, you know, his will to win. I just think it was his pride. You know, 2 rounds left, he's still trying to finish the fight because he wanted to win that bad. And I think it was his pride that pushed him through. He's headstrong, man. He's going to be coming. So he's a well-rounded fighter, and he's been one of my heroes. So I'm looking forward to a good fight on August 4th.
You've also been a real fighter yourself. You were actually cut from the UFC after you lost to Thiago Silva, but then you were later reinstated after it was revealed that he had failed the post-fight drug test. You then came back and you won your next fight. But when you were cut from the UFC, what kind of effect did that have on you?
Depression, you know. First 24, I don't even remember the first 24 hours, 24, maybe even 48 hours. I probably just sat in the same spot on the couch, watched TV. I don't even know what was on TV, you know, just sitting there like, wow, man, really, this is how it went down? Good job, B. Look where you put yourself. And then,
did you really feel that way, hard on yourself?
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah. The reason why I lost everything, you know, the reason why my career has been like this is my fault. It's totally my fault, and I can't blame nobody else. I can't blame my coaches. I can't blame my training partners. I can't blame anybody else. I can't blame the guy that fought me. It was me, you know? And I guess I just had to grow up, man. I've had to grow up and realize.
What do you think was holding you back?
My ego. For sure, my ego.
How does your ego cut into your ability?
Man, if you think that you're the best in the world and nobody can tell you any different, why do you need to train for? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just had to grow up, man. I had to get smacked around a little bit more, find people to beat me up and rotate them around and learn about myself. Become a man. Stop trying to be this little teenage kid boy and think that I can just do stuff because of my name, you know? I had to grow up.
That's a very resounding theme. It's something that you hear from some of the greatest fighters on the planet, including Manny Pacquiao, who said that he had to do a complete overhaul, not only of his training regimen, but also of his life. Do you think that you've made drastic changes in your life in order to accommodate this and to win this fight?
I would say I've made drastic changes in my training and in my attitude towards life. I think so, yeah. My attitude towards life and what the UFC means to me, I've changed a lot. So yeah, I would say yes.
You know, you have done a lot over the years. I could see you having a career as a trainer in the future. What advice do you give to young fighters, people that actually want to become involved as a fighter?
It's like any other professional sport. A lot of guys want to do this. A lot of guys won't. You're going to have to persevere. You're going to have some bad relationships. You're going to have bad credit. And you're probably going to sleep on your friend's or your aunt's couch, your mom's couch. And that's just because you're not going to have time to work, but you're going to need all that time that you do have free to train. So I need you to expect to be broke, for people to tell you you can't do it, and for people to tell you that you're crazy.
Does that force you then to really think like a business person in terms of putting together a team and the infrastructure that you need around you to really make a serious push to becoming a UFC fighter?
I would say that comes later on. When you're first starting out, everybody's just going to doubt you. You're not going to have money and it's not going to be fun. But you need to go through that growing cycle to see if you're worthy of actually even making it to a C-class show, then to a B-class, then to an A-class, hoping to get the call from the UFC. You're going to have to go through those steps. There's no shortcuts.
For the Business of Celebrity, I'm Lee Hawkins.